Regidrago's back in raids in Pokemon Go, so let's go over all the moves, various stats, and the top counters for him. So let's get into it. So Regidrago is going to be a dragon type, a pure dragon type, and his initial CP for in raids non-weather boosted is going to be 1614 all the way up to 1699. With that weather boost, it's going to be a 2017 to a 2124. That's a pretty good jump. And his max out is going to be a 3,361 for that CP, which makes him a relatively high, but not too incredible for the CP stat. But his attack is going to be a 202, his defense is going to be a 101, and his HP is going to be a 400. He's going to be a very bulky, like high stamina, be able to do a little bit of damage, but his defense is not going to be that great. He's more or less going to be a Guzzlord, being able to do a little bit more damage though. His weaknesses are going to be Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. He is just going to be weak to himself. So as we go into the counters, you can kind of guess that we're going to be using a lot of Dragon types and Ice types. But he is going to be resisting Fire, Water, Grass, and Electric, which are pretty good resistances if you ask me. So let's go ahead and jump into his move pool first before we get into the counters. Now, to start off, I do see a move coming down the road, being his signature move. But as of right now, he only has one fast move, and it's Bite. It's not even a Dragon type move. It's going to be Bite, and it's going to be a Dark type. So that is going to hurt him a little bit on the damage output. But his fast moves are going to be Hyper Beam, Dragon Pulse, and Outrage. Hyper Beam's not going to be super relevant being a Dragon type and not being Giga Impact for a high normal damage move, but then Dragon Pulse and Outrage, you're going to have Outrage above Dragon Pulse because it is the signature Dragon move for every single one of them. It does the most damage. And then looking at the weather boosts for that, it's going to be partly Cloudy is going to be boosting your normal, so your Hyper Beam. Cloudy is going to be boosting your Fairy type moves for all your Fairy type counters. Foggy is going to be boosting Dark types, which is going to be boosting his quick move, which is Bite. So that's something to look out for. Snowy Weather is going to be boosting all Ice types, which is going to be a good counter for him. And then finally, Windy Weather is going to be boosting all Dragon types coming from him, his Outrage, his Dragon Pulse, and any dragons you're using against him, which will most likely be using Outrage, Dragon Pulse, anything like that, and Dragon Claw for your fast moves. But that is what's going to be boosted. That's what's going to be boosting him and his moves. So now let's go ahead and jump into some counters. So let's go ahead and go over some megas so you can maximize that candy that you're going to be getting from the raids. Go ahead and use Mega Latias, Latios, Charizard X, Mega Altaria, Mega Salamence, Mega Sceptile, and Mega Ampharos. Being that dragon, you're going to be boosting your damage output and maximizing your candy gains from the raids themselves. Keep in mind, this is not shiny. You cannot get it shiny. And it is probably going to come later once it comes back with a new move, probably its signature move or a better fast attack, because not having a dragon fast attack is going to hurt it immensely on some damage output. But going into some counters, you have Primal Groudon you can use, which is Dragon Tail Precipice Blades, Shadow Garchomp, Dragon Tail Outrage, Rayquaza, Dragon Tail Breaking Swipe, Salamence with Dragon Tail Draco Meteor. That's going to be a pretty much a budget counter, so you don't really have to have a legendary or a shadow. Just regular Salamence will be very good here. Shadow Mamoswine with Powder Snow Avalanche. That's going to be the Ice type that's pretty much going to run the show if you are going to bring it. Normal Mamoswine will work exactly the same. Palkia with Dragon Tail Draco Meteor, Dialga, Dragon Breath, and Draco Meteor. And then Zacian will work with Snarl and Play Rough. That's going to be towards the bottom of the list. But any dragon type that you can use that has Draco Meteor, Dragon Tail, anything like that is going to work perfectly fine. Some of these top counters are going to be amazing. Using that Fairy Dragon type and Ice types is going to be able to carry this the whole way. Keep in mind, if you do have a Salamence, Dragonite, or a normal Garchomp, they work perfectly fine. The legendaries are a little bit more expensive because you have to pay for those raids, so keep that in mind. It's a little rough, but you can do it. But there you have it. We have every single thing we need to know about Regidrago with its moves, its stats, what kind of counters we're going to be able to use for it, and how we're going to be able to take it down. So, if this did help you out, go ahead, drop it a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And let me know if you're going to be taking down Regidrago. I am, because I love the Regis, so he has to be in my team, and I need to get a hundo.